Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great day so far. We're going to be discussing our third fix today on how microbes help us. Eating fermented food like yogurt on a regular basis boosts our gut and overall health while improving our weight. So let's get into this. Once again, we're going back to that same Harvard study we discussed last week. So a little bit of background on this study. In 2011, the New England Journal of Medicine published a detailed analysis of several factors affecting the body weight of about 120,000 people. These researchers followed these participants for 12 to 20 years and had them complete detailed questionnaires about their health habits and food intake along the way. So they found out that the types of food made the biggest difference in their body weight. The researchers found that the number of calories eaten didn't seem to matter as much as the types of calories they were consumed. Fruits, vegetables, and whole grains were common among participants who lost weight and maintained healthy weight levels. Interestingly, those who ate yogurt lost the most weight. This was the number one food for weight loss. I know we talked about nuts and nut butters being number 2. So guess what number 1 is? Yogurt. Full of probiotics affecting our gut health, which we'll talk about later. So yes, yogurt. Yogurt is full of living bacteria probiotics. So the food we eat primarily determines our gut microbiome, which is in our gut, located all throughout our intestines, and is comprised of trillions of living bacteria, more than the entire number of cells in our entire body. So we're conditioned to fear germs, yet there is many bacteria, like I said, as there are human cells in our bodies. And certain species of bacteria help us digest our food, stay healthy, respond to our environment, and keep weight off. Our digestive tract needs to house plenty of these helpful bacteria to balance out the harmful ones. And the food we eat primarily determines our gut microbiota profile or microbiome. We need to replenish the good bacteria in our gut that we've lost regularly by eating foods with helpful microbes. In other words, fermented foods. When the microbiome is spun out of balance, obesity and disease can result. A quote from Gerard Mullen: "There's an ocean of data showing that the gut seems to run the body, and the microbiome is the engineer." Fermentation is the process where bacteria feeds on the sugars in foods and releases a lot of lactic acid, which helps our bodies to digest, absorb, and assimilate nutrients from food. Fermented foods containing live microbes help keep beneficial bacteria in good supply to develop and maintain a healthy GI tract and boost our immune system. Gut bacteria even make nutrients, including biotin and vitamins B12 and vitamin K. Beneficial gut bacteria lowers intestinal inflammation and aids in digestion, as well as plays a role in keeping our weight under control. Several studies have reported that the microbial populations in the gut are different between lean and heavy people, and that when heavy people lose weight, their microorganisms become similar to that of lean people. In fact, one study took the gut bacteria of twins, one twin being lean and the other obese, and transplanted it into mice. The mice that got the lean twins bacteria remained lean, while the mice that got the obese twins bacteria became fatter, even though they ate the same controlled amount of food. So once again, just like our last few presentations, it's all about food quality. Foods rich in probiotics and these fermented foods, leafy green vegetables, nuts, seeds, healthy fats, whole grains that really determine your weight and how your body uses these nutrients rather than just calories. The impact of these little bugs on your brain function is also becoming more apparent as well. Research is beginning to indicate that our gut microbe content affects our mental health. Live microbes in yogurt can lead to significant improvements in depression, anger, and anxiety, according to research. Findings from UCLA research have indicated that bacteria in yogurt may actually change the way our brains respond to our environments and can even improve brain function. Yogurt is by far the most commonly eaten probiotic-rich food in the U.S. and contains more live cultures than most other fermented foods. Yogurt should contain multiple strains of live active cultures, be low in sugar, and should not include thickeners or fillers like lecithin, carboxyl methylcellulose, or polysorbate 80. Kefir is a yogurt-like probiotic drink that also contains even more live bacteria than yogurt. It typically contains 10 different strains of helpful bacteria, leaving it 99% lactose-free. So even those who have lactose intolerance can get these probiotic-rich foods in. When buying yogurt at the store, look for yogurt that contains live and active cultures, as you can see here on the right-hand side. Some companies heat treat yogurt after culturing it with the good bacteria, killing both the good and bad bacteria to make it last longer and reduce tartness. So you want to be sure you're getting yogurt with the live and active cultures in it. These active bacteria promote gut health, boost immunity, and may even be a key to becoming slim and trim. Also, choose yogurt that is low in sugar. As you can see on the left-hand side, this is where the sugar amount is on the nutrition facts label. Avoid any yogurt that lists sugar as the first ingredient. A standard 5.3 ounce individual container of yogurt should contain no more than 18 grams of sugar, and ideally fewer than 13 grams. Shoot for fewer than 25 grams of sugar per cup, but fewer than 20 grams of sugar per cup is better. The best option would be to buy plain Greek yogurt with live and active cultures and sweeten it yourself with some fresh fruit, pure maple syrup, a little bit of cinnamon. Try to avoid artificial sugar substitutes. Low sugar varieties of yogurt are often full of artificial sweeteners. If you have to buy a yogurt with an artificial sweetener in it, try one sweetened with monk fruit or stevia, and avoid aspartame and sucralose. Also, don't assume that non-fat necessarily means healthy. Sometimes we need a little bit of that fat to keep us satisfied so we don't reach for seconds. Non-fat yogurts usually tend to have more sugar added to it to provide flavor. Once again, go for a version that's plain or gets most of its sweetness from real fruit. A higher percentage of fat in your yogurt may not be as bad as health experts once thought it was. But because the protein content often goes down when the fat goes up, lower fat yogurt can be advantageous. Non-dairy alternatives. Both yogurt and kefir can be completely dairy-free when fermented with non-dairy milks like soy, almond, rice, or coconut milk. Most of these non-dairy yogurts won't provide nearly as much protein or calcium, but they are fermented foods that can be helpful to our gut health. Other non-dairy foods such as pasteurized sauerkraut, olives, kimchi, soy sauce, pickles, pickled vegetables, some varieties of cheese, and soybean products like tempeh and miso are fermented also. They don't contain nearly the gut-restoring probiotic strength that yogurt and kefir do, so keep that in mind. Try to get yogurt in every day, but if you don't like yogurt, it's important to incorporate some fermented foods as well to get those good probiotics in. When it comes to fermented foods, how often a person eats them is more important than how many fermented foods you eat. Eating fermented foods regularly and consistently replenishes the bacteria in our gut and keeps us healthy. Oftentimes we lose the good bacteria when we are sedentary, or when we use antibiotics, or when we have a low-fiber diet. So consistently replenishing that good bacteria is critical to our gut health. In addition to fermented foods, prebiotics are also important to promote a healthy microbiome. Prebiotics can be thought of as the food that the good bacteria consume and grow off of. While probiotic foods like yogurt contain the live bacteria, Prebiotic foods are fibrous parts of plants that we can't digest. So, like I said, they essentially become food for the good bacteria already living in our digestive systems. Studies report that eating more prebiotics positively affects health by supporting our microbiome. By feeding the good bacteria, prebiotic foods help reduce appetite, lower body fat, improve glucose tolerance, and help your mood. It is important to include a variety of prebiotics in the diet to provide food for different strains of healthy bacteria. Prebiotics are found in certain fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, such as whole wheat, barley, oatmeal, avocados, asparagus, artichokes, soybeans, legumes, chicory root, okra, radishes, onions, garlic, leeks, and more. Raw honey, pure maple syrup, and apple cider vinegar also help feed disease-fighting gut bacteria. So people should try to skip the sugar-laden yogurt and get some plain yogurt and naturally sweeten it with these as well. Each type of prebiotic promotes the growth of different kinds of helpful bacteria. So a diet that has a variety of fiber sources supports microbiome diversity. Whole plant foods contain polyphenols. These phytochemicals are nutrients in fruits and vegetables that can slow the growth of that bad toxic bacteria. This allows good bacteria to grow and flourish and helps prevent harmful microbes from taking over. More reason to eat more produce. Foods that are fermented but no longer have live bacteria, like cottage cheese, sourdough bread, and some quality cheeses like Romano, Gouda, Cheddars, and Parmesan, are still beneficial to our health. It is important to not lump all cheese in one category. American cheese and other processed cheese are not included in that category, and they're not necessarily health promoting.
Who knew eating live bacteria in our food could be so helpful? Fix number 3 of my 12 Fix Lean Life Plan is to eat a fermented food every day. Can you imagine food having different calorie levels for different people depending on their gut microbes? It appears that low-fiber diets are associated with microbiota that pull more calories out of the food. The number of calories absorbed from a refined carb, high-sugar diet may add as much as 180 calories per day. Fortunately, we can influence the balance between these helpful and harmful bacteria. Replenish the good bacteria in your gut regularly by eating fermented foods like low-sugar yogurt and kefir, and plenty of fruits and vegetables and whole grains like oatmeal to feed the good bacteria already living in your digestive system. Sugar, refined carbs, and processed foods feed the bad bacteria, making it difficult for the health-promoting microbiota to flourish.
So in summary, eat a fermented food like yogurt every day. Try to eat or drink foods containing live active bacteria like lower sugar yogurt or kombucha every day. Consistency is much more important than quantity. The more regularly you eat fermented foods, the more good bacteria you'll foster in your digestive system. I challenge you to eat a fermented food like low sugar yogurt every day for a week. Here's your action plan. Eat fermented foods containing live cultures regularly to replenish your gut bacteria. Add low sugar varieties of Greek and Icelandic yogurt and kefir to your diet daily. Add your own sweetener, such as pureed fruit, raw honey, or real maple syrup to plain yogurt. Or even try making your own yogurt. It's easy, inexpensive, and delicious. Eat lots of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains to slow down bad bacteria growth and provide that prebiotic food for good bacteria in your GI tract. Include a variety of prebiotic foods in your diet on a regular basis. As a quick reminder, these include artichokes, asparagus, leeks, onions, chicory root, and even less ripe bananas. Mix a cup of hot water with a tablespoon of organic raw apple cider vinegar and a little raw local honey or maple syrup for a prebiotic boost. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon juice too. Let me know your progress and get ready for next week's fix.